Do you feel Delta State has attained that goal envisaged by those that agitated for its creation, or do you feel Delta State is indeed lacking behind?
We have mineral resources. We have some of the best human resources in this country. All right? We have arable land. We have the waterways. We state that had 4 ports, So there was so much excitement about potential that this state had. But in that potential, I believe, has been wasted.
Okay.
Because we've had so far 26 years of that democracy.
Okay.
26 years of us, as it were, haven't chosen our leaders. Now, why do I say this? Some people will say, oh, they're better than other states. But then you have to look at it in relation to what God has given us.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, and when I do that, I would compare us to Dubai.
Okay.
When I say make that comparison to Dubai, some people wonder, Dubai, that is too far now. That is night and day. But in 1999, Dubai's GDP was only 4 times that of Delta. Today, Dubai's GDP is miles away. And what is the difference? Because while we had the opportunity to go on the path of visionary leadership and guided development, we went on the wrong path of wasted opportunity.
Okay.
So I believe that we have wasted 26 years so far.
This government prides itself in having rehabilitated about 230 classrooms in the last 2 years and also have trained about 4,000 teachers. Now, let's look at that. We're judging the statistics as it's been reeled out by this administration. Do you feel it's a far cry from where Delta should naturally be, especially as it concerns primary and secondary schools? Because if we do not have it at the primary and secondary school level, definitely at the tertiary level, it will look as if we've done nothing. So let's look at what they said they've done. Because just 2 weeks ago, this administration came out to say they intend to do more. But so thus far, in the last 2 years, they've been able to rehabilitate 230 schools. If you take that back to where we were 8 years back, it looks as if they've done more.
All right. How I will address this question is in relation to results. Okay?
Yeah.
On one hand, you can say that we have innovated, and there's something about propaganda versus actual results.
Okay.
Okay? Now, accountability is, you can judge accountability based on, okay, we will do from the beginning, you say we will do so much.
Yes.
And the result of doing so much will give us Y. So we'll do X. The result of doing X will result in Y in terms of performance.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, we don't have a clear metric about what the government says it will do, say in 4 years, so you can measure.
Okay.
All right? Now, that's what we will do. How will it result in performance? So let me give an example. We have a governor in this country who, when he took over education, when he took over government,
yes,
all right,
yeah,
the school or his schools in his state were ranking 26th. All right? And then, based on the measures he put in place, by the end of his tenure, or in a short while, the schools were ranking number 1 in education. That is outcome. Do you get my point?
Yes.
So, what we have a lot of in government is propaganda.
Okay, Deacon. Okay? Yes.
We don't see it in terms of results.
Okay. And I'll plead with you to hold on because of time. We need to really also spread our discussion. We've just talked about education. Now, I want us to go to healthcare, which is also a major one as it concerns the great citizens of this very state. Now, are you also comfortable with where we are, or the state is, as it concerns our health, and what this administration has done in that regard? And I'll just please allow you to make me give some very statistics that they also gave to us. Now, they said in primary health care, this administration has done a lot, especially the Delta State Contributory Health Commission, which they said has increased health insurance enrollment for informal sector workers. And not only that, we know recently, in May to be precise, we saw the distribution of almost 8 dialysis machines and 23 4D ultrasound scan machines to public health facilities across the state, just to say the least. So my question now, looking at where we are as it concerns healthcare, I also do know, I like to narrow things down, that also the mother-to-child mortality rate is a bit still not comfortable as it should be, especially for a state. But I want you to just naturally look at healthcare as it is in the last decade and a half, and also look at what this administration is doing. Are we where we should be, especially as it concerns the healthcare of our people?
You ask me a question, you answer it now. When you talk, see.
Well, I need to balance it up. I'm more like the devil's advocate. I'll bring the good and bring the bad and bring it to your table.
You see, the problem is the same.
Okay.
Now, if you for a lot of people,
yeah,
they would end up using the facilities because they don't have a choice.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter would be that most people who can afford it would not use the facilities.
Yeah.
They will use private hospitals. All right?
Yeah.
Once they can afford it. That's the measure of whether it's working or not. All right? We should be able to have a situation where everybody would want to use that healthcare, the healthcare facilities, not because that's what they can afford, but because that's what is the best.
Okay.
But that's not the situation. All right? So for me, it's the same thing. The statistics, I don't have them exactly on the tip of my fingers, but you just gave me an example of mortality rate. All right? So it's for me, I look at things from a more holistic perspective. All right? From a more holistic perspective, in the sense that, when I say we could have done a lot more, let's take, I'll give an example.
Okay.
I visited the US a few weeks ago, a few months ago, and I took out time to visit UC Davis Hospital.
Okay.
All right. It's the University of California Hospital. Okay. And so you can compare it to our University Teaching Hospital, O'Hara. It's night and day. in terms of the kind of facilities, in terms of the kind of administration, in terms of the fact that they've done it in such a way that the place has become largely self-sufficient from donors and so on and so forth. So, and they are developing new facilities every day. The biggest problem in our state is the fact that we've become so ingrown that we keep sharing the shrinking cake. Now we think it's a cake because the allocations are getting bigger. But the fact remains that it's shrinking. Inflation is shrinking it. Growth in population is shrinking it. Foreign exchange rate is shrinking it. And we are not growing a bigger economic state. We are not finding new sources to grow our sources of income or our alternatives in terms of funding our infrastructure. That's a bigger problem for me than the individual silos of sectors that you're referring to. Because when you're comparing those sectors, you're comparing those sectors based on the small money we get.